Welcome, everybody, back to the Paddle Talk podcast by World Sand Drag News. We're so glad you guys are here. It is episode 95, and even though it's October, we have a ton of cool stuff to hit on in the sand drag world. We've got recaps, we've got previews of events still coming, and of course, news you need to use. We've got a action-packed panel with us today. Tons of people on here, which we will introduce to you guys in just a second as we get into some recaps. But first, we want to go and thank our sponsors for the Paddle Talk podcast, starting with Racing in the Dirt. Racing in the Dirt has over 40 years of competition experience. It's the off-season now, which means it's time to go and build that new race car. Hit up racinginthedirt.com. Scott and Shane are going to get you guys hooked up with a state-of-the-art mud, sand, or dirt drag chassis. They've got hub components, rear tires, chain drives, everything you need to get your 2026 season started early. If you're looking to do a full chassis, complete ground up build, or just adding on to something that you already have in your race program, hit them up at racinginthedirt.com, or you can call them at area code 920-693-2000. That's area code 920-693-2000. You can also hit up Silverback Offroad Rentals. Still a little bit of time left for the dune season here before everything closes up. You guys can check them out right outside the Silver Lake Sand Dunes. They've got premium off-road experiences between ATVs, UTVs, and SUVs that you guys can rent. Take them for a little sunset cruise or a whole day trip with the whole family. Check them out, Silverback Off-Road Rentals. And Johnny, you've got another ad read for us.
Well, if you want to go see some racing or do some racing, Silverback Off-Road Speedway in Mears, Michigan is your place to do it. They have events that go from sand drags, mud drags, and short course events, and all underneath one facility. So check it out at Silverback Off-Road Speedway on Facebook and silverbackoffroadspeedway.com.
And then our last sponsor, of course, 31 Go Life. Check them out. That's the number 3 spelled out ONE, 1 Go Life on YouTube. Check them out for Doug Vinlett and his race team, all of their travel experiences, trucking, the shenanigans they get into in the shop. Check out their new podcast, The Dirt, also on 31 Go Life for some more behind the scenes sand drag action. That's 31 Go Life on YouTube. All right, folks, we're getting into some recaps here from the events we had last weekend. We had some huge events that we are going to be talking about. And of course, we've got a large panel, probably the biggest panel I think we've ever had here on Paddle Talk, to talk about the Pro Sand Drag Association Cajun Nationals in Gilbert, Louisiana. So joining us, we have the voice of the PSDA now, Mr. Delwin Ellam. So thank you, Delwin, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
The owner of Northeast Louisiana Sand Drags, the facility that puts on the biggest ATV race out there, Mr. Jeff Guillot. Jeff, say hi. You're muted.
I'm muted.
See, he was such a good guest that he forgets to unmute himself.
All
right, there you go.
I'm good. It disappeared on me, Caleb.
No worries, Jeff. No worries.
No, not my forte.
He moves dirt.
He does a good job at that. The tech stuff, not as much, but it's okay. We love you still. And then, of course, we've got some other West Coast reps here. We've got Jacki Clason, Troy Weber, who made the trip and are still actually coming back from the Cajun Nationals. How are you guys doing?
We're doing really good. We're enjoying the trip. We're taking our time coming back.
10 hours left.
10 hours left.
Sitting
and then the
Idaho,
man on the
Eastern Idaho.
Eastern Idaho. Obviously, you guys on the side of the road there, a little truck stop. And then Mr. Kyle Wiedemeyer, who's down boots on the ground all weekend long at the Cajun Nationals. How's it going, Kyle?
It's going good. How are you?
So obviously, this is the Super Bowl of ATV racing. Basically a week-long event there in Gilbert, Louisiana. Records fell. Tons of PSDA records were broken. WSDN records were broken. Lots of passes down the track. I know, Jeff, like you guys have, over the past couple of years, really been trying to fine-tune getting that track really set up so that you're maximizing your time there. How was the 2026 Cajun Nationals for you guys?
That was pretty good, Kayla. We had, I think we had a couple of bearings go out, just a couple of issues, and that's one good thing about having the 2 do-alls and the 2 rollers. But I don't know. We may have had a couple hours downtime. Then we had a wreck and had to get an ambulance in, so that cut out about another hour and a half. But everything went pretty smooth, I think.
Hour and 6 minutes. Exactly.
What was that, Dylan?
Hour and 6 minutes. We were down. Exactly.
An hour 60. Dylan's on all the stats there. He was up in the tower calling the shots. Dylan, this is your first time announcing for the Cajun Nationals. Is that correct?
Yes.
How was it being down there in Gilbert, Louisiana? Were you feeling the electricity in there?
It's like, have you ever seen the movie Field of Dreams? It's the track of dreams. So you get to the road there on Gill Road, and you're headed out there, and you get to Jeff's, which is right there on the right. But as soon as you get to Jeff's, you can see the glow of the lights over the trees on all his property over there. And the closer you get, and then you get to that famous Northeast Louisiana sand drag sign, and at night it's flashing, and during the day. And I'll be honest, I've been trying to get there for 20 plus years, and I got out when I got there on Monday and said a prayer, took pictures, and got emotional, sat in the truck. I mean, Jeff, it was 2 dreams to one. I mean, the only dream I didn't do was ride a bike, and I was going to try to do that Saturday night, and it rained. So always next time to ride a bike down that beautiful track. I have never seen a track so beautiful in my life, and the man can move dirt. And I'm privileged to work for the track. So
It was an honor to have you there, bud.
And then, Jacki, you guys made the long haul, also coming all the way from Oregon. How was the event for you guys?
It was absolutely phenomenal. As usual, we couldn't expect anything better. You know, that crew out there does everything possible to make that race smooth. And this year, I felt like it went really well. We did have the hiccups, as Jeff mentioned. You know, we'll always pray that they never happen again. But I feel like the recovery time from a racer's point of view was very efficient, and we moved along and everything went really well. I don't have any complaints. We went out there 2 years ago and we realized exactly what it was. Everybody calls it the Super Bowl. I heard it called the US Nationals. I heard it called the Olympics. It is that level. You don't go out there to test things. You go out there to prove that you're honed in and put, tires to the dirt and let the numbers speak for themselves. That's what Jeff's created, and it's a beautiful thing. We were absolutely blessed to be able to come out, and I can't tell you what it means to me that we were able both to bring home a coveted Cajun Nationals plaque.
Yeah, but we got to talk a little bit about that, Mr. Troy. Not on a 4-stroke. What's up with that, dude?
Hey, I can do a little bit of everything.
3 or 9 times.
I've seen, 15, 20,000 passes in my life. I'm just copying what everybody else does. So
he's
drop the
trainable.
clutch and yank on the shifter.
Do you have K-Dub out there doing the little Texas 2 stomp to get you a little pad going?
He might have should have in the 4.0 finals. Unfortunately, it might have given him the extra boost to get out there.
Yeah, I'll get you next time.
Well, speaking of which, K-Dub, you're the world champion here in the 4.0 index.
All I know is I called my shot. I went to that event and I said everyone stay out of 4.0 index, which was a problem because a lot of people did stay out of 4.0 index. There was only 6 of us, but I got the job done on the old 4.0 bike. So it was a good race.
Yeah. And then Jeff, seen career best numbers on the Z1 as well?
Let's see, a 3.00086. I just don't know how much more I could do to get that 99. I don't know. We tried hard.
Think you should have spit one more time before putting that helmet on.
We ended up going in. Dan Nick and Travis Prater put some more braces in the back of the bike, because everywhere we go, we've been going left, even in Michigan, and I've done the same thing at Dome Valley and then over at Homachita. So when we got on our track, because it's got more dirt to it, that's where it really showed out. I mean, as soon as you hit the throttle, we'd go left, and so went in and put some braces, and I think we've got that fixed. Because the last couple of passes started going straight, but we done pulled all the power out of it, trying to get it to where we could get off the line. So now we got to start putting power back. And then I think about a inch rain come in and decided it was not going to work with us. So always next year.
Well, you still got that 2-second pass on Wild Thing, which no, Kata was so stoked out there. There's a lot of people that just love seeing you on that bike. And 282, I think, and you only burped it to like 200 foot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had Mark. I think Mark knew I was a little bit on the skittish side, and so it's been 2 years since we've been on it. So we actually slowed the lockup on the clutch down a whole lot. So I'm not even sure if I don't even really think it even raised the front tire the whole pass.
Dang.
That's
saying something for how much power that thing makes.
Yep.
Jeff told us at the track. He said he lifted because it felt like such a turn.
And I know this is, and I guess you could understand this, but like my little flamer bike, the 4-cylinder 2-stroke, when I run a 320 with it, it feels about like the Z1 running a 3.0, which feels about like the nitro bike running like a 370. It's just a difference in the size of the bike and the weight. If you can run, I run a 300 on the Z1 and just feel the shake and stuff of the track, and just, pulling the front tire, and then I run a 279 on the nitro bike. You don't even feel like the front tire's up. So it does feel lazy. It really does.
Man, it feels lazy at a 270 pass.
Delwin said he could come to ride. I was going to let him on it. It just rained.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, because obviously we'll get into some of the highlights and stuff, but the weekend cut a little bit short. Big thunderstorm rolling in there on Saturday, so you guys didn't get a chance to get all of the unlimited classes in there. I know you guys probably fought like hell to try to get the track back into shape, but sounds like it poured pretty good.
I think wife's sitting over here pulling up all the winners and stuff, but I think we only had 5 finals left.
Yeah, out of what, 16?
Yeah, so we had 5 finals, and I think Delwin can help me out on that.
Yeah, something like that. 5 out of 16 or something. We did a good job. I mean, we would have been done in a half hour, and then we were going to have 3 hours of partying for the town like we did on Friday night.
Yep.
So Friday night is the first time we've, I think, been done early, and everyone's saying bike count, this and that. And I think me and Jeff figured we were down about 28 bikes, and we probably know all 28 bikes those bikes were. But so on Friday night last year, ran 163 pairs down the track in 12 hours and 20 minutes. And then this year on Friday night, we ran 144 pairs down in 11 hours and 40 minutes. And we ran the nitro bike and the track, I think. The do-all was down for 2 hours of that. But the crowd was having fun, and Jeff threw dirt all over everybody, and I could hear it on top of the tower. And the town was having fun, and I was bummed out because none of the high school kids were there because it's prom night, and Saturday they were all
Not prom, homecoming. Everybody kept saying that. It's homecoming. It's the fall. Prom is in the spring.
Okay, homecoming. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm going to have to call the parish school board and tell them they got to start running their homecoming dates by me.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
I'm
They are
going
not
to get a
kidding,
field
y'all.
trip.
They were out there late, having a good time, cheering us on. They were out there all day Saturday. There was a lot of people out during the day Saturday, and they were cheering the racers on. They were coming out, giving us high fives as we're being towed back. Like the local community really gets into it. We were over an hour and a half away, and we showed up, and we were at a gas station, and people, the person checking us out, were like, "Oh, you headed out to Guillot's place?" They knew exactly what was going on, and they were excited.
That was good to hear. I know we also said some really quick times and stuff. Obviously, that's one of the big things with any PSDA race is trying to go for those world records. I know on the World Sand Rig News side, and we're a little bit more limited on some of those records. Our D Pro ATV, which is basically our unlimited twin cylinder 2-stroke record. Cesar Cordero riding Matt Willis's bike, the nitrous. I think that's a 775 bike, right, Jeff?
Yes, sir. 0 to 775.
That one set a new world record for World Sand Rig News, and I believe that's also going to be backed up on the PSDA side for the 0 to 775 unlimited, a 3:03.1 at 104.25 miles an hour, which is insane. Like we always talk about this, not 5 years ago to even run a 3.0 anything on an ATV was unheard of, let alone a measly little twin cylinder.
Yeah, that thing
and
flies.
then,
like you said, like 5 years ago, we were watching KNT and Curry, and I'm just going pass with their triples, and then we're 301, 302, 303, and then now this little KNT, not little, but 775 KNT bike is running 303, 302, and it's staying alive too, not like big nitrous backfires, nothing like that. So it's pretty crazy.
Well, and they were under pressure too, because Hart ran a 304 with a 4 with Castile.
Oh,
So
they were after him too.
They were on their butt. So I was calling that out. There was a 0 to 75 limited shootout there. Yeah, it was a 304 with a 4. So Hart had the backup if he ran the 302 with the whatever. So he was, or just a 303 flat. And I don't think they got to finish their last race of the night either. So, but
oh man,
Angel
so if they had gotten that final and they may have actually rebroken that record, Delwin.
What?
If they had gotten that final and they may have actually taken the record.
Yeah, they could have, because it would have been them two against each other in the finals, 304, or they did race in the finals and didn't get the record. I can't remember if that one was finished or not, but it was those two bikes in the final, a 303.1 bike and a 304.4 bike, and Hart Castile ran a 304.4 twice. Exact, a bracket bike. So I mean, and then Willis ran like a 306, 303 with the 1, 309, like a 310. So they were running all low 3.0s, and they were spraying the heck out of them bikes. And like Kyle said, they didn't blow anything up. They all ran good, and so it was exciting.
It's always crazy to see bracket bikes running 310 to 3.0s. Like that's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, to run a 304.4 twice, I mean, on a bike that quality is crazy, or that fast.
And then I know for another World Sand Rig News record, it finally happened. We predicted this, and we got a no-bar bike in the 2-second range. K&T Racing, Team Venom, with Cesar Cordero behind the bars, 298.7. Quickest no bar on the planet. Beautiful new triple build that they debuted. Like, man, we knew it was going to happen, but I still was pretty psyched when we saw, and I think you texted me, Delwin, saying, hey, they finally did it, first two of the weekend, and that was their backup for the 98.7.
So they actually got the record?
Yes, sir. I don't know for the PSDA no bar, because they do have to run that in the class, but for the World Sand Rig News, basically unlimited no bar record.
So Miller didn't give you a slip?
Did he run quicker than a 98.7?
Yeah, and 294.6 at 106 miles an hour.
I thought that was on their bar bike.
No.
Well,
no.
We'll have to hit him up and make sure. If he's got the backup for it.
I don't think they ran a 2 on, any of them ran a 2 on their bar bikes. All the 2s were on no bar bikes.
That's crazy.
To think about it, let
Yeah,
alone a
we'll have to hit 'em up.
3.0, but to let alone, yeah. So it's almost like the wheelie bars weighing the bike down for these guys or something. I don't know. K&T couldn't. They were trying a 302 or whatever they ran, 304s, or I mean, they were all down in the 3.0s, but I don't think Tony ran a 2 on the bar bike. Or I'm pretty sure it was the no bar bike.
I don't.
But isn't the record a 293 or something like that?
It was no, it was like a 3.0 something.
Yeah, back in Dome Valley, they ran a 3, or K&T ran a 302 or something like that.
Oh.
But we'll get that all straightened out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
we'll get it all
I-
figured out.
I thought he ran a
To
294.
to a point you just made, Delwin, let's talk about Newman Power Sports records that he broke. Huh?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I saw
he
that
broke
video
a
from Newman too.
One of them, to Delwin's point, he took his bar Raptor, ripped the bar off of it, and ran a 336.
At like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Holy
baby.
crap.
Moving.
Yeah.
Just rip the bar off of it and center. Just go ahead. 336.
336
Like a
with the
boss.
1, I think.
Thank you.
It was
That's
a good
quick.
time.
That's
Before
moving
the
on a
video of the
4-stroke.
motor turning into a Banshee, right?
That was what they actually left early, and they went to greens and then grenaded it like after a couple passes there. Yeah, that I was texting him too. I was like, man, that is about as gnarly of a Raptor explosion that I've ever seen. I mean, Jacki and Troy, I know you guys are players in the Raptor game. Have you guys seen the photos of how tore up that motor was?
I have not.
I'll have to send it to you guys, man.
Oh,
it
it's
was
ridiculous.
Well,
it was
he
bad.
saw it.
Are
Troy
you
did try
sure that
Now,
you-
let's talk about what survived. Because
Are you
it
sure
was
that-
catastrophic looking, but as Raptor people, can we please talk about what survived? Because there's a silver lining here.
Yeah.
Said the head was mostly
It
okay.
was ugly.
Yeah,
so?
looked like a bomb went off, but I think he said the head was okay, which that's kind of the big money part.
Yep.
I think you got your information mistaken, Caleb.
What's that?
It blew up at the Cajun Nationals.
No, wrong
it
bike,
did?
Phil. The other one blew
Oh,
up at
wrong
Greens.
bike.
Yeah,
Oh,
he blew up both of them this weekend, unfortunately. He blew up one at
okay.
Cajuns and then one at Greens when he left. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're all good.
Caleb's starting more issues talking about nitrous backfires.
Oh man. Well, no, nitro backfires
Oh, no.
here.
Shh. Talk about that. Just nitrous backfire gauge.
So no, yeah, but stoked for those guys. I mean, I know they've been chasing after that
Yeah.
quite a while now, and man, they definitely showed up and showed out and beat
Dude,
a lot of.
Their program is really tight. Like their bikes are fast, and Mason is an animal. And like
Mhm.
Newman behind it, when he gets into tuner mode, he's like a mad scientist back there. So major
Mhm.
respect.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
he's
I
good.
always love when he gets there because he tries new stuff all the time.
Oh,
Like he's
yeah.
a tinkerer.
Yes. He's a builder. He is a builder and a tuner. It's really cool. Like he wants to, yeah.
Speaking of four strokes,
K-Dub. Yep.
speaking of four strokes, Nick Emery worked his butt off this weekend for that plaque.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere. It's out of like he hasn't raced since about kind of when I got out of it with the red bike. He hasn't been around for just as long, and then out of the blue, he decides he mentioned on one of my Facebook posts, I'll be there, and I'm like, funny joke, Nick. And then a week later, I find out he's actually going. He has a whole new titanium chassis, and then just working the bugs out. But he has his old 540 record motor, so it was cool seeing Nick come out of the blue and then get some passes. He has some changes he has to do this winter, but it seems like he's fully back in it.
That's
That bike
awesome.
was moving.
Well, I don't know if we should go through all of the results because obviously there's like tons and tons of classes. We'll be here all night trying to go through winners. We can go and do some highlights from them. I know, Jeff, you've got a list of some of them. You want to call out some highlights that you saw from the weekend?
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you what, Caleb. I really didn't get to watch a lot of racing. I'm gonna honestly, Delwin and Kyle probably got to watch way more racing than I did. I've got everything wrote down. We're gonna post it up. I was gonna put on here who the winners were first before we post everything up. But what classes would you like to look at? I mean,
there's a lot of classes, so I think it'd kind of take a while to go through everything. So it'd probably be good to post it up. Probably be good to post it up on the website. We could take a look at it after that. Yeah. But we can just talk about how the event went and there's kind of things that suck out to you a little bit. So I know, Jeff, you were so busy at the event that, like you said, you couldn't really see a lot of racing with just everything going on. So for me, like the event was pretty cool. Just go in there, and then I just have my little bike, so I just sat there and watched a lot of races, and then set up my campsite, started making sandwiches, and Tuesday and Wednesday getting the bike dialed in. And then
bottle of champagne on ice.
Oh, I had that champagne ready to go, and then we had to run the finals because Friday we kind of ran a little late, so we ran the final Saturday, so I couldn't bust it out Saturday, so I was a little sad about that. So it's just in my fridge right now.
That'll happen. But hey, at least you have your celebratory bottle.
Bring the side by side down to last blast.
Just so you know, it wasn't the Northeast Louisiana Sand Drag's fault we didn't finish. It was two people that didn't ride safe that caused us to not finish the index class. So yeah,
that's too bad. It always sucks too, because you get a wreck and then all of a sudden there's a big delay, and then like the one wreck you just don't know what the guy was doing. He just kept burping the throttle, and I think every single one of us was screaming, "Stop it!" And then the bike rolled over right on top of him, causing an hour delay. I don't even know how he's doing. Hopefully he's doing okay.
I've asked some of the guys, and right before they left, and the way I understood, he was doing okay. I think his hip was popped out of place, and I know this sounds crazy and probably shouldn't even say anything, but somebody had said that on the way to the hospital, I think the girl in the back, the ambulance turned or slowed down or sped up or something, and she fell over, fell on him, knocked his hip back in socket back in place. So he got it knocked in the ambulance before he even got back to the hospital.
I wonder how that ambulance bill is going to be.
I mean, silver lining?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess when they got there, he goes, "Oh, I can walk. I feel good. I want to walk." I don't think he wanted to go in the hospital, but they still made him go in the hospital. But
so it was his hip? Because after that, he was just a rag doll. It was nothing but he looked like a tornado.
Yeah, it was
like the Tasmanian devil with parts going around.
That's all that was wrong. His face was all banged up, but I think his helmet was a little bit loose. Some of the guys were bad about not wearing a tight helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's so tight, I have to reach in and poke my ears in.
Same. And I always check it too. If I can get 2 fingers comfortably through it, I need to tighten it.
I have a hard time getting my helmet off.
Yes.
You put it so tight. It's not comfortable, but it's on.
Nope. It doesn't need to be comfortable.
Yeah, his
we only ride for. Yeah.
As far as I know, he didn't have any broken bones, and I was a little bit worried about him. But it's just his hip out of socket. Now that's the guys telling us, because I have not talked to him or any family personally. So.
Okay. Well. We'll take the good news.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
And this was one of the full plastic bikes, right?
Yeah, it was one of the prettiest ones there. One of the prettiest full plastics there.
So he had what happened, Caleb, at the end, we took some pictures of the bike while he was loading it up, but his right carburetor needle was hung up. The carburetor wasn't set just right. It was set to come out too high. Needle hung.
And that explains why half the people thought it was a lean hang, and half the people thought he was actually doing whatever he was doing. But if that was stuck, it would explain why he might have burped it a little. But
one side was kind of not working right, but the other side of the needle was hung up. But his throttle was working fine. But
they don't run filters, do they, Jeff?
There wasn't no filters on that one when I got there.
So there was an explosion when you got there. There was like parts debris everywhere.
I have never seen a bike come apart like that. It was squished in every which way you could squish it.
I don't remember
a piece of the fiberglass.
I don't remember the ET, but Caleb, he went through
It was
87
a
miles.
380 with something flat at 84
7.
miles an hour.
Yeah,
82.
84.7 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
The traps
Yeah,
caught his
that's
speed.
moving.
It was either 82 or 84 miles an hour, and it was a 380 with something low, either a 4 or a 3.
And then the back tires passed the front tires, and then it was over. Airborne yard sale.
Well, the full plastics caught it like a wind sail, because you get to a certain point in a wheelie, right? And we did have a headwind at that point. It just we all saw it, like it was at that point, and it just tipped, and that was the end. It was like a wind sail. It just caught it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably one of the wildest wrecks I've seen.
Well, glad that he's from the reports that we have at the current moment. We're filming this on Tuesday. Glad that he's doing all right. Sounds like it could have been a lot worse based upon how intense the wreck was. So, yeah, this is why we I love that you guys went through, Jeff, and said, hey, we're cracking down on the safety with a lot of this stuff. Rider protection has to be at the forefront. So I'm glad that you guys have some of that in place there to hopefully help with these wrecks like this. When you're crashing at 80 plus miles an hour, dirt doesn't feel very soft.
What we really need, Caleb, is I see a lot of the local tracks in different places, not just saying here, but when we started trying to do some safety rule mandates, I see a lot of other tracks coming on. Are we going to have to do that at our track? No, we're not going to make y'all do that. But the same bikes that show up at Gilbert are scattered all over the United States, and those same bikes are running somewhere. And if everybody would get on board with the safety stuff, as the kids started getting older, they would not even think nothing about it.
Yeah, definitely agree with you
there.
there.
Asking too much either.
But it's got to come from a local level to help us.
Yeah. We see it in the car side too.
Sorry, you guys were talking over there.
I'm sorry.
Damien, you were saying you're seeing it on the car side too?
Oh yeah, with the safety thing. We see it over here on the car side too. Trying to increase the safety in general.
Yeah. Delwin, you were saying something as well?
I said all our safety stuff made all three of them walk away. The two on the one night were both wearing leather pants, and I think that helped both of them. And then the guy that full fender bike was wearing I don't know if he's wearing leathers or he was wearing like street bike motorcycle pants, but
he was wearing something.
I think, and the neck brace and all that helped all three of them basically survive. And people were complaining about different rules, and Jeff, just like Jeff says, there's 9 people in the PSDA. He's just one of them. So, and they were all voted on, and in my opinion, they all made the people walk away this weekend. So safety is, you have to have it.
Yeah, for sure. So if you guys are one of those local tracks out there and you're not doing, serious efforts to protect your riders, protect your drivers, please get on board with us. We don't want to see people not walk away from these or walk away where they're not going to be able to do this anymore. We want to see people, in the event that an accident happens, because it's racing, it's going to happen. We want to make sure that everybody's going to walk away safe. They get to go home to their families. They get to go back to their jobs and continue racing another day. Well, let's go ahead and any last thoughts here on the Cajun Nationals before we move on to our next recap?
No, I'm just same thing I tell everybody in our drivers meeting and stuff every day. First thing is I can stay over there and spend all the time I want to getting everything ready, mowing, painting. I can put up new fence. I can put up new speakers. I can put up new lights. If we don't have folks like Jacki and them coming from Oregon, and we got guys coming from Michigan, we got people coming from the Carolinas, from Florida, California. I mean, it takes everybody. Now, I hate that everybody is so far away. All the riders that really want to come race, but without our riders coming, the PSDA and Gilbert is really nothing. It's no more than just a regular event. So really, I just want to tell everybody thank you. I always do. It takes every one of us to make this event happen. And then after the event, just like you're doing some interviewing right now, that helps us too. I mean, it really just takes all of us. It takes, Delwin come down, Frank comes down and runs the tower. The girls in our concession stand, the girls in the registration, the girls in the ticket booth, all my guys on the tractors. I mean, it absolutely takes everybody to make this thing work out. And I really got to give props to all my guys. I think they've done a really good job.
I don't want to call just anyone out, but James and Tyler have the worst job in racing, and they have staging, and they did an excellent job with the getting the bikes through. So I want to give them a thumbs up for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, James is our he used to be a EMT, and James been working with us a long time. So he's without him being there as our medic. I mean, it's just he's been there on top of everything from when I had my wreck to Chris Carlson, just right on down to everybody that's David Turner. I mean, it's James has been real good. So
definitely big shout out to James.
Special shout out Tyler, because this is the first year that I met Tyler in staging, and I have a lot of respect for that man. He had us racers in check. He just look at us and go, and speak into his mic, like, speak into his mic, and then he'd be like, all right, now you're good. He was so awesome and funny, and then he was also really respectful. He was able to individually and he sees a lot of faces, a lot of people, a lot of jockeys, a lot of bikes, and he never knows who's riding what. He managed to figure out on a lot of racers, because I like to stand back and watch. He started figuring out who needed to start their bikes a little early, who needed, whatever. And so he kind of let them know a little early. It's a really, really, really into it kind of guy. I appreciated him a lot.
I'll tell him I'll pass.
And I love James. I love James is family.
Oh yeah, James is the best. You wouldn't be able to tell he does this once a year. The guy's awesome.
Right?
He would quit me if we done it more than once a year.
Oh, I'm sure. He looks like he's dead by the end of the event.
And I know we say this. Everybody says, why don't you run more? I'm like, you see all the people we got here? There's no way that I could get all these people here if we done this more than once a year. Everyone enjoys it. They enjoy seeing everybody, but it's a job. I mean, it's a serious job for a solid week.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday through Saturday, and it's just long days too, all the way to midnight almost every day. I couldn't imagine leaving your regular job and then doing that out of the blue once a year.
No, because just about everybody that helps me, most of them's in an air conditioner, except my guys. We're used to the heat.
Well, awesome job. Thank you guys for coming on. Cajun Nationals 2026 is going to be hitting the floor October 13th through the 17th. So make sure you guys check that out. Be ready for it. I know, Jeff, you guys will probably have the rest of the PSDA schedule out soon. So keep an eye out. Check Pro Sand Drag Association on Facebook for the dates for the other PSDA events. And thank you guys for joining us.
Appreciate it, Caleb.
All right, and moving on to our next event. We actually talked a little bit about some results from this event last week, but we figured we've got Jacki and Troy here. You guys, this was your first year, I believe, at ATV Sand Wars.
Yeah.
So obviously want to hear a little bit about how the event went for you guys, your first experience there. It's a very different deal than what we just got done talking about with the Cajun Nationals. So how was it your guys' first time there in Oklahoma?
That was absolutely awesome. I loved that event. The 4-wide race was really cool. It was really it felt really slow paced, because you just drag all your stuff out to the dunes right there, and you could test all day if you want to. It was a really good time, and there was some fast stuff there. I really liked getting to race against, it wasn't all divided. In the unlimited class, you had single cylinders and twins and triples and turbo twins and everything in there. And
you never know where you're going to land.
Yeah. It was a really cool race.
Yeah, especially with the 4-wide format.
Yeah. It's also on the sand, 100% on the sand. So Oklahoma sand is a river bottom, so it has a lot of dirt mixed into that sand, like fine dirt, right? So it might be different from, you know, your various locations where you may sand race 100%, no matter if it's a hill shooter thing or if it's a flat or if it's
way different than home.
Yeah, exactly. It's different than any other sand that we've ever raced on, really, to be honest. But coming back to that, it's still sand, and no matter how you look at it, you have to know how to tune on sand. But for that, phenomenal. Like that application, you will learn a lot from going there, and there's a reason why there are fast bikes that go there.
Yeah, definitely. Now, have you guys gotten hooked on this 4-wide racing? Are you guys planning on going back next year or a year after that or something?
Well, we're definitely going back.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back again. I want to try to go back again next year, and I want to go to that race, and I also have been having fun at the Hauser Hill races that are doing similar type 4-wide stuff.
Yeah.
Not quite as structured as that, but similar.
Yeah,
but yeah, we definitely want to make that same trip and hit Sand Wars and Gilbert again.
Yeah. The 4-wide format isn't really new to us because of Raptor Rally on the West Coast. I mean, we did 2-wide, but the out there, we're dune racing, we're hill shooting. If you just kind of scrooch over a little bit from the, you know, unofficial race, you can run 20-wide. So we're excited to get back to it.
It was fun.
Yeah. And hey, those paychecks too, they're a good incentivizer.
Yeah, no. Let's talk about the amount of cash that they give out back there. Make no mistake, Sand Wars makes absolutely no money off of that race. It all goes back to the racers.
And into that community there.
Yeah, the community there. Same
Winoka.
thing. Yep, Winoka. That community thrives off of that race. 100%. Every business around there, every person around there supports that event. It's a very, very tiny community. What did they say? It was like 150 people.
Holy crap!
Right there. Yeah, it's a very small community. So having that giant event, having any of the giant events that get put on at Little Sahara, need to be supported.
Yeah.
There's
and
really
I know
cool
when
things
Sand
that
Wars
happen
comes
out there
there,
year long or season long.
Yeah, for sure. And I know when Sand Wars rolls into town, there's not too many empty spots there at the Little Sahara Park. All those campgrounds are booked for that weekend.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you plan ahead of time. And
So that was pretty cool. As far as like you said, it's first year, your guys' first year there, what was the coolest bike that you guys saw?
Oh man. Oh god. Nah.
That's not
a fair question.
Top couple. We'll get top 5 here. Top 5 bikes at Sand Wars.
I saw like 6 sitting in. No, I can't because there are so many builds there that are just drop dead. And I mean, I could sit here and shout out 20 bikes, Caleb, just off the top of my head, but it would be rude to anybody else that I can't think of immediately.
She's being nice because her Raptor was the nicest there.
No, I didn't. I hid my Raptor under a sheet in shame.
Oh yeah,
there are some nice bikes. Thank you. Yes, I love my Raptor, but that's not the point. Like there are some really nice bikes.
There definitely are. And they had the whole show and shine and stuff. And I think that's super cool too, because that's something that we don't really get at like a lot of the track races is that there's still some people that have some pretty machines and we don't get to really get recognition for it. So it's definitely super cool.
When you have the time at an event, but yeah, like there are some really beautiful machines out there.
Honestly, I think the one that sticks out the most in my head, it definitely wasn't the fastest one there, but it was the fastest kid's bike.
Oh my god, that little ripper!
Yeah, the
QSR. Was that QSRs? Yeah.
QSR Raptor 250.
Oh my god, that thing.
That thing was the standout bike in my mind.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with that. That thing was so cool. Also from QSR camp. What was her name?
I don't remember, but that little girl that rode it,
yeah,
she was adorable.
She
was having
won.
So much fun.
And she won.
Yeah.
That little thing was, oh my gosh. It was cool. Anyway.
Yeah. That's a standout bike to me.
I agree with the Ripper though. That little Ripper, that thing, we were watching it and it would just it had so much traction and go, and then it'd get a little squirrely, and it was just like a little go-kart. It just kind of like whoop whoop, and then you'd get it back dialed in, but it ripped. It was so fast. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, it's cool seeing that they got all the programs built out for the kids bikes there, and they're all smaller CCs. They're all 250s and under, and like there's some nice builds there. I wish that like we had something equivalent to that, more so on the track side, because there's a few people out there that got, you know, some chassis bikes and stuff, but like we don't really have that, other than maybe some of the KOI stuff that we see. But that's a little bit, you know, different style racing and whatnot. I just like seeing the kids really get into it, so that's cool. Well, speaking of that one as well, I know that they actually took the win in the kids class for QSR. I don't know who was riding that bike, but QSR, man, Quicksand Racing, they always go and tear up Sand Wars, and they took they had a Dooner class. This is the first year that they've had the Dooner class at ATV Sand Wars, so this is a lot closer to bikes you actually would see out at Little Sahara on any given weekend. You know, we have to be fair. A lot of these bikes that go out to this, you know, it's an outlaw dune race. You probably won't see them duning at any other given time. But that was Samito, Little Sammy, taking the win on the Dooner class, and then Big Sammy won on their stock arm bike. I know they've brought that thing out to tracks, and that thing is freaking fast too. That thing, man, it is wild with the forward bars and everything, and it's slammed to the ground. It actually holds our B no bar ATV record, which is a stock arm. We adopted a lot of the same rules, the restrictions that ATV Sand Wars has for the rules package. That thing runs a 390 at 81 miles an hour on the track. Was
and I want to point out, you guys, that for that Dooner class at ATV Sand Wars, they made them go on a dune night ride.
They did, yeah.
A crew-led, a staff-led dune night ride. You had to be able to run that bike, hot lap it. You had to be able to dune it, jump it, side hill it. Like, they were not playing, because their whole idea was, well, if you make a bunch of rules to try to make it restrictive, then blah, 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 whatever, and people are going to feel this bad. Okay, fine. You have very specific rules that apply limitations. And then it was, you had to make it to the night ride. You had to check in. You had to complete the night ride with the bike running, yada, 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 and do all the things. And then you could compete in the class at 9 a.m. the next morning. So that was really cool to see. Like, that bike is the complete package, in my opinion.
Super cool. Now, I don't know who actually won the single cylinder class. And maybe you guys would know who was in the final. It was a teammate situation, and so they just split it. Do you guys know who was there?
That'd be the finish line bikes then.
Yeah, it would have been finish line.
Yeah. I don't know either of those riders, but
it would have been.
I think Dawson was on one, and I'm not sure if it was Brent
or the other guy.
I forget the other names. They were riding like 3 or 4 bikes.
Yeah,
they had a bunch in that class.
Also, want to point out that Finish Line team, this is another reason why I had a hard time saying, they had a herd of gorgeous bikes in their camp. Gorgeous. I mean, oh my gosh. Anyway.
I've seen pictures. They look awesome.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go and move over to Twin Limited. I think we actually called this out, but I don't know if we had, it was Bo Thomas riding Brian Kane's bike. That's his new build. Beautiful bike as well. And man, he made the long haul out there. So super cool to see them. You know, they're kind of a little bit more of a, I'd call them a more homebrew team. You know, there's a lot of these guys out there that are quote unquote big builders, big teams and stuff. And they're going out there and just kicking butt and taking names.
Yeah. Brian and Alan are a homegrown team. Like they fight for, and they fight and earn for everything they're doing. They're really good at what they're doing. That's a program to keep your eyes on. They're up and coming.
They came all the way to Gilbert too. At least Brian did, and then Brian won the weight class. If I remember right,
he did.
So he did the same trip Jacki and Troy did. So I'm sure he's on the road still going back home.
He's about. I would guess he's about 6 hours from home right now, maybe less.
Okay.
If he's still going.
Yeah. I couldn't.
And I know
imagine
he's
that
got
drive.
I think he's got the quickest weight class bike as well. So best,
Yep.
I think
fastest
Eric still has the
twin
record,
limited.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Eric
does
has the
he?
record still, but I think he's the top dog right now for active bikes. Eric just
For
kind of
sure.
put his back in the trailer because he's pretty much drag bike Pokemon. He has to catch them all. So he's just buying everything.
Moving on to stock mod. So this is a class where you're basically keeping that OEM loop, but after that, it's pretty open. Dan Little and Brad Tyson from Tyson Racing Camp, they took the win there in the stock mod class. The Doughboy class, which I love, you get to see the big guys on there. They, sometimes you got the builders actually riding their own bikes for that, and sometimes you just got the dudes. So it's like, hey, I'm built for comfort, not for speed, but I got a big freaking triple and I'll jump on it. Brad Dixon takes the Doughboy win. And our unlimited class for the third year in a row goes to Jared Acevedo, Arlo Coley, and the world famous Herbie bike, which is now for sale for the low price of $75,000, which
Holy
you can make up for
$75,000.
in probably
I heard it
2
was pending.
ATV Sand Wars. Yeah. I heard that as well.
Be sure to mention
So we'll
discount
see.
code up from our world famous 0% off discount.
Hey, congratulations to Arlo and Azevedo and the entire family. Like, a three-peat is really badass. Y'all, like, dead ass. That's congratulations.
He
Sorry
was
for
also
that.
a Gilbert.
Yeah, he was. He was,
I heard it ran
and
a
they brought
320
Herbie down there.
It did.
27.
I heard it ran a
Quickest
320
he's
at
ever
Gilbert.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a couple of 20s.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, if that person that's pending, if he falls through, get yourself a 320 bike, go out there and freaking dominate ATV Sand Wars. Like I said, it'll take like 2 or 3 years, and you'll have the bike paid for if you go out there and win the unlimited class. So, anyways, that's going to wrap up our little recap here of ATV Sand Wars. Jacki, Troy, thank you guys so much for taking a little bit of time out of your journey home from your big racecation. We'll have to go and pay Mike Ellington our royalties for using his term, but we just, thank you guys for stopping and chatting with us, and we'll definitely hit you guys up more. I know there's going to be, some more racing, hopefully on the West Coast coming soon for next year that we'll get to be part of, and we'll have you guys on again.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a great night, you guys.
Bye.
All right, and we're going to go and move on from the ATV side onto the car side. Damian Bowers is here with us tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit of the Franklin County Four-Wheelers makeup race. This is from your guys' rain date, correct?
Correct. And
yeah,
it's
so
damn
last
near got
event
to
of the year,
rain date
right?
itself.
So, Damian, I think you got some results for us here for the final race of the season.
Yes, I actually have them up on screen right now. Friday night, they ran their test and tuning Gamblers race. Gamblers race came down to Butch Krager in second and Keith Bourne, first time he's won a race since 2022, I believe, getting the win there with his truck that he had built by Rotus Fabrication, engine by Blooming Grove Automotive with Anthony Ball there. That truck runs 380s consistently, 390s.
Nice.
And first, going into Saturday, kids ran early in the morning. Jay Seibert getting the win in Pee Wees over Jacob Stevens. And in the juniors, Lily Johnson, second place, Aiden Boyce getting first place there. Then, standard bracket program, they did try to expedite that a little bit because rain was threatening to pour down on us all day. So they limited the time trials a little bit, first round buybacks, but they got it through. They got everything in. Slow class, you had Jimmy Halcomb in second place, who the round before the finals had a perfect light in a foot brake truck, and then goes 001 red, I believe, in the final round to Scott Bear. So Ford trucks taking home a lot of money so far. And then Jake Fields with his freshly rebuilt this year Bronco getting second place to Avery Harrison getting another win in that green short box of his old man.
That's awesome. Yeah, love to
Avery's
see
been
that
tearing
the
it up
Harris
this
truck still
year.
there.
That combination they put in that truck, that little fuel injected 6-liter with the gears from that big Pro Charger motor, that thing has been consistent as hell.
Oh
It
my
runs
God.
460s, 470s all night long.
And he
And
does a
then,
good job driving it.
That he has. He has come a long way really quickly.
Yeah.
Damien, where do you know off the top of your head where that break was between fast and slow class? It's obviously always
It was
a moving target
actually
there.
one of the slower ones of the year. It was a 478.
478. Okay.
Most this year, it's been in the 450s, 440s range. This weekend, it was in the 70s.
Probably a little bit of some people staying home from that rain forecast.
Very
Keeping
possible.
feel down.
It's fall, so life's getting busy. Cars are getting wore out. So I can just imagine the amount of runs Wayne's got and how much RPM he's turning. That Hemi's going to need a full rebuild here soon.
Sure. 34 passes at the last race.
Dang. And I know you said Jimmy Halco got the award for the best reaction time, a perfect light with a 48 at the end, because you guys had to go down to a couple decimals there, because second place quickest reaction time, Todd Hensley with a 00086 light.
Yeah.
So we were talking offline here about how quick you have to be on reaction time, but man, two triple zeros
down here is getting crazy anymore.
That's wild. So congrats to all those winners. Glad you guys were able to get in the event. As Damien was saying, that was the rain date race that almost got rained out itself. So that would have sucked, but an awesome season there, Brookville, Indiana. We'll have 2026 season coming soon, and we will recap the points championship for Brookville on next week's episode. So stay tuned for that. We're going to go over to one final recap that we have for today. John, I think you've got a little bit more from a cool little event that has been off and on every year, but it's back.
You kind of hear about it every now and again, then you don't. Well, this year they're back. It looked like a really nice setup from what I've seen. I watched a lot of video. Scott Vogel came out on top with his turbo truck, and Nick DeBoer came out with his ProCharge Jeep in second place. And those are the only really results I know. I seen it looked like Chad Momber had his side by side there. I don't know what kind of numbers they were running.
I saw him run one pass where it got up on the bar and went way sideways, like up on one wheel sideways.
Oh, I missed that. That would have been awesome. Hopefully somebody got a picture.
Oh, and this is from the Sparta 300. We forgot to say that. So this is Sparta 300. Where's this located?
Sparta,
Michigan.
Sparta. Yep.
Oh, well, there we go. I think
it's actually north of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Just not very far, just outside of Grand Rapids on the north side. So
I seen Vogel doing some wheelie contest stuff with his truck.
Yep. I also heard they had some really nice equipment, and they're looking to possibly grow the event for next year. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, from what I heard Friday night, the track was a bit dry and silty. I don't know if it caused this. I've seen the video. It just looks like it got loose in the shutdown. But brand new build for Nick Gill ended up rolling over there. It was a really nice looking two-tone Chevy pickup truck, little square body. Ended up barrel rolling a little bit. He ended up.
Everybody hear why that happened, Damien?
Again, from what DeBoer was saying Friday night, the shutdown was really soft. He's not sure if that's what caused it. But him and Scott both stopped running Friday night and then came back for Saturday, and they had water trucks ready to try and water the shutdown down, get it packed down to where it wasn't so silty and soft to cause vehicles to dart in the shutdown.
Yeah. Well, what I heard is after that happened Saturday, it sounded like the track was really awesome. This is the first year I think that they've really gone through and had a lot of extra equipment. It's been kind of chaos in years past. This year, everything was two lanes.
They brought in KOI, so KOI was running their timing system and everything. So so they ran it very similar to that race you guys did earlier this year with KOI. I can't remember what fairgrounds that was at, John.
That was Ottawa County. And, KOI does a really good job. So, I mean, they're very quick, very efficient. They come in, set their lights up, do their thing. They don't play around. So that's
Yeah.
good to hear, because when you go into an event like that, like Sparta, they had a hell of a crowd there. I was looking
And
at the videos and stuff. They had a lot of people there. So that was really good to see. That's great exposure for the sport.
that was a big thing that Nick DeBoer wanted to put out there is more fast guys. You guys see Sparta 300. Look at the videos from this year. He's hoping to see more fast cars there next year.
Yeah, hats off to them guys. They did a good job. It looks good, and we're looking forward to the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so great to see that it's a legit event now. You know, timing system, track equipment, and everything. And hopefully they can keep building upon it, because seems like it's a cool event whenever they have it. So we'll keep you guys updated as far as what rumblings we hear for 2026 for the Sparta 300. I'm sure that they're going to be wanting to do something, and hopefully it comes around, because it sounds like it'd be a cool thing to hit up at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
All right, and that is going to wrap up all of our race recaps. We're going to move on to our preview section for some upcoming events, because yes, again, it is mid-October, but we still have more racing action coming at you guys. But first, a word from our sponsors. We want to thank Racing in the Dirt. You guys can check them out at racinginthedirt.com for all of your go fast needs, sand, dirt, or mud drag racing. Want to thank Silverback Offroad Rentals. Still a little bit of time to hit the Silver Lake Sand Dunes. Go and check them out. They're located right outside the entrance to the dunes. Go and rent yourself a ATV, UTV, or SUV to go and have a nice excursion out there at Silver Lake Sand Dunes. And of course, Silverback Off-Road Speedway. The season may be over, but 2026 is right around the corner, and we are going to have tons of racing action at Silverback Off-Road Speedway, Mears, Michigan's premier sand drag strip, mud drags, hill drags, short course, everything. It's a huge off-road event center. Check them out on Facebook or online at silverbackoffroadspeedway.com. And last but not least, podcast sponsor 3-1 Go Life. Check out Doug Vinlett and his crew as they go trucking across the world and racing their top alcohol machines on the sand. That's 3-1 Go Life. You can also check them out. They've got a podcast called The Dirt that does a little bit some of the stuff that we do, but they get a little into the nitty gritty of things and smack talk a little bit more. Speaking of smack talk, we're getting into previews, and we're joined by Mr. Wayne Gunter, Dave Applegate, and we're talking Shelton's Bluegrass Shootout, hosted by Speeders and World Sand News combined, joining forces, and we're going to have a debut, or not a debut, we're going to settle a score between Wayne and Dave, Ultimate Showdown style. So this is off the trailer, right?
Off the trailer.
Well, he just now called me out off the trailer. So let's back up a minute. I guess it's been 2 years now, Wayne. Is that right?
Since Shelton's, last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah,
I thought it was 2 years. But either way, me and Wayne had never really met each other, and we got to hanging out that day. I got to meet Wayne and his better half there, and oh my God, we had a great time. Well, he went into, you were in bracket as well, and the 4.0.
Right.
And I chose, believe it or not, just the 4.0. And normally I do bracket as well. And so anyways, I ended up making it to the semis. Wayne's in the semis in 4.0. We're like, oh boy, so we're talking, and both of us were quicker than 4.0s. And I'm telling him I'm trying to slow it down. And Wayne's like, I'm slowing mine down. I'm doing this. And I'm telling him I'm doing this. But yet he's still in bracket. And I'm watching him, and he's like, we're on 384. We're on 383. We're on 385. And I'm like, huh. So I go up to him. I'm like, Wayne, I said, man, that thing's rolling. Yeah, but I got it figured out for the 4.0. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, I'd already filled my fuel tank up. I had done everything I can to slow mine down because I was running 385 too. And we finally ended up making our next rounds. We knew we were going to the finals together. And I'm like, man, So I just made it to myself. I'm running him out the back door. I am not lifting. I don't give a shit. I am not lifting. So we go out there, and I got lucky, and I ran him out the back door, and I got to win. So afterwards, I forget. I think I ran like an 89 to his 84 or something. I don't remember what it was, but
I think
we got to talk. What was it?
you ran a 98 and I ran a 94. I slid through the finish line with the brakes locked up. Trying to.
It's great.
We were going back and forth down the track. It was a good race.
It was fun. So we get back, and we was talking afterwards, and he says that was a good one. Something like, he goes, I didn't know you knew how to do that. He goes, but you'll never do that again. I'm like, all right. So from here, we never seen each other until Silverback. So Wayne, when we went to Silverback, take it over from there. What happened at Silverback?
We went to Silverback, and we're in this. I think it was the semifinals when I pulled.
I don't remember. We was in there a little bit.
Yeah, I pulled up beside Dave, and I had watched the Paddle Talk episode where he was talking crap about me. So I said to Dave, I said, I'm gonna give you something to talk about on that next Paddle Talk episode when we go. So that was a good race. I ran a 400 with a 4, and Dave ran a 400 with a 5.
Yes.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a closer race, but
it was awesome. And Wayne got me on the hit. He got me on the tree. So that's what, I don't remember. I think it was 0.008 if I remember right, or 0.006. It was very close.
Neither one of us had a good fight for that.
Yeah, it was great. We had a great time. So now, we've been going back and forth still. And of course, I was the one that started it. So we are now 1 for 1. So we're hoping to find out who's going to go 1 for 2 or 2 and 1 here at Shelton. So we're excited about it. It's a great time, without a doubt. It's always a good time racing Wayne. As a matter of fact, I even had to put his Jeep up there so he'd be a little bit nice to me.
How much did he pay you for that?
Well, he said, hey, if you put my Jeep up there, I'll be a little bit slower on the tree. I'm like, all right, so there it is. There's the Jeep. He's gonna be a little slower on the tree at Shelton's. But yeah, now we hadn't really talked about Shelton's, but just the first time Wayne says off the trailer, that's going to be tough down at Shelton's, because you never know what's going to happen at Shelton's with the way that place hooks. So that's going to be a tough one.
You guys need a wager.
A wager?
Oh, yeah.
I think he's wanting a new intake. Is that what you're trying to do?
Loser shaves their beard.
Oh, that kind of wager. There you go, Damien. Hey, Don Garlos did.
I like it. I like it.
But I don't like that when winter's coming on. I'd really rather.
You're in Georgia. What cold you got to worry about?
Yeah, it's going to be cold.
You mean chilly?
Yeah,
it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast.
It'll be fun.
While we're on it, you want to talk a little bit about what we got coming up for Shelton's, and I'll fill in as well. You got that pulled up?
I don't.
All right,
I'll start about that.
I can jump in. I got it pulled up too, so I'll jump in with you, Dave.
All right, so we'll go Thursday's Test and Tune. And that date is, what is that date? Is that the 28th, Wayne?
29th.
I think.
The 29th.
No, 30th.
Be the 30th. 30th. First, yeah.
Yeah. So Test and Tune is going to be from 1 to 8 p.m. And then we get into Friday, and either Caleb or John there will take over from there on Saturday. So Friday, we're going to have Test and Tune from 12 to 4. We're going to have Sportsman Cars, which is just an open bracket. We've got Sport ATV, which is an open bracket, which, Kyle, are you coming down? Do you know?
I'm not coming down. My bike's done for the year, unfortunately.
Okay.
Why? You toasted, or are you just scared?
Just scared a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm scared a little bit.
Hey, he wants to rest on that.
ATVs. I'm going home on a high note.
You
got to rest on those laurels.
I've been to Shelton in late October, and it's fast. Definitely fast. A little chilly, but fast. So
bring it side by side down this weekend, and then you can leave it down here and come back for it next weekend.
Or, I'm sure you guys are going to have a blast, though.
And then we got.
I got Wayne too.
And then we got Quick 16 cars, Quick 16 ATV, Kyle, Quick 16 ATV, 4x4 ATV Pro Mod, and side-by-side Pro Mod. Then we have the 295 Challenge. 295 Challenge, I'm going to let John explain that one here in a minute, because John knows a little bit more about what's going on there than I am. or than I do, and that's Friday. Caleb, you want to go into Saturday?
Sure. John, do you want to talk about the 295 challenge real quick, or?
Well, Dave, you're
do
going to help me
Saturday's
out on
program?
that a little bit. On the 295 challenge, it's basically there'll be $100 entry. You'll come off the trailer, I believe how that does. We're going to do a chip draw.
Yes.
And when you go out there, I mean, it's just a chip draw. Whoever you get, that's how you'll be pulled out.
Well, we might do random.org actually. And the reason
or
is
random.org, actually, yeah, you talked about that. We're either or, so expect one or the other. I mean, it's not etched in stone which way we do it, but it will be random. That I can guarantee you.
Will that be considered a qualifying pass as well for them?
Yes, it will also be considered your
Yep,
first qualifying
it's also your
pass
qualifying pass.
Right.
Yes.
Each session is your qualifying pass and vice versa. And as guys get eliminated, you know, the winners move to the front of the pack. The losers will be towards the back, and they'll still be making their passes behind. That way,
right?
You know, they're still making their qualifying passes too.
Yep.
Now, for an example, let's say that Wayne and Kyle's in 295, and they join in on the challenge. Let's say that Wayne and Kyle move on, and John and Caleb go out. So, John, all of you guys get 2 runs on Friday night for your qualifying. But say John and Caleb go out, Wayne and Kyle move on. Well, if they go on in the challenge and say it takes another 2 or 3 rounds, those next 2 or 3 rounds do not count for your qualifying for the main 295 index on Saturday. Does that make sense? And then Saturday you would get 1 more.
Yep.
Is the way that
just the designated times, the designated passes actually qualify. Now, like you said, if you move beyond, those passes do not count towards your qualifying. But in response to what Dave was saying, on Friday night, that challenge will be finished out.
On Friday.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's basically like a race within a race. It's kind of based off of the Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge that NHRA does. So it's super cool. We haven't really done one of these in Sand Drag, so I think it's going to give all the top eliminator guys, you know, something to kind of have fun with and really try to run some good numbers on Friday night.
Well, they don't have a chance at double entry, so we kind of look at that. So this is a way to give them a double shot at love, let's say.
Well, and I'll tell you something else. It may not be, we'll see how this goes. It might be something to consider next year for one of the bigger classes, which obviously seems to be 4.0 index. We could do something similar for 4.0 on a Friday night.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Random whenever.
Yeah, it's possible. You know, like doing test and tune, you get two test and tune runs for that Friday if you join in the 4.0 challenge, if you will. And I don't know. I mean, we could do all kinds of stuff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, they're going to finish that out. Yeah, Saturday, kicking it off with the kids bracket. So that's going to be open to any kid 15 years and younger. And then we've got the Sportsman Cars class, which is another open bracket for any of the full-size vehicles. A Sport ATV, which is for the ATV, same type of deal, an open bracket, both of those off of a full tree. Pro Comp. So this is a cool class. Going to be dialed to the 10th on a pro tree. So another kind of cool bracket race type thing. And then we've got Pro ATV. That is going to be a 440 and quicker dial-in pro tree. The Pro Comp, I forgot to say, is a 450 and faster. So it's going to be, you know, quicker bracket class there. And then we got some index classes. So we're going to have the 395 index, which is for the cars, and a 350 index for cars only. We're going to have our top eliminator category. So they, like we said, they're going to have the top eliminator challenge Friday night. That's going to get finished out. And then they're going to run again on Saturday. So obviously they'll have some qualifying earlier in the day, do their eliminations. And we've got $1,000 added to that class for the payout from speeders. So going to be a pretty good payday. So any of you guys are top eliminator racers that can make it out to Shelton's, you're going to want to make it out because it's going to be a good payday.
And that doesn't count the HPT turbocharger voucher and oil that goes with that as well.
Yeah, that's just the added cash money Lots of prizes on top of that. And then, of course, we got the speeders classes, side-by-side outlaw. Hoping to get some real outlaws there this event. I know we were talking about it. There were some of them coming out to Lumber River. Dave, do you know if they have said, okay, we'll be at Shelton's?
I know of 3 right now that are coming. I know of 2 others that said if those 3 come in that they will join. So we might have 5.
Gotcha. So that'll be really cool. And then the 4x4 ATV Outlaw as well, rounding out the program.
Yeah.
So that'll be your Saturday.
Yeah, there's a lot of classes. We will get it done. We just have to have everybody to work with us and keep the ball rolling. I know Billy and John and I had talked about maybe doing, and I don't know, Damien, if Billy talked to you about it, about doing a wheelie contest, possibility of a wheelie contest if time allows. That'll probably just be who can carry it the farthest. Obviously, Wayne Gunter just kind of smiled and grinned right there. I've seen it. But for everyone that knows, Damien is going to be taking care of the World Sand Drag News side of things and keeping all the classes moving. I will be taking care of the SPDRS side, and John will be going back and forth. So it'll be us 3 that are there. So if you go, you'll be looking for one of us 3. Should be a great time for sure. Can't wait.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see everybody again.
Yeah, it'll be a good one.
Looking forward to seeing who all shows up.
Question though, you said we got to go back to this. I'm sorry. Should we do off the trailer Friday or Saturday to give us both a little bit of figuring it out?
When's the
Well,
4-0?
Off the trailers, off the trailers.
Are we running a 4-0 index on Friday night?
It's $3.95
$3.95
on Saturday.
on Saturday. I don't care if it's off the trailer. It doesn't matter to me. Mine's off the trailer any way you go.
Well, you got to think about this, guys. If you go off the trailer, technically that's Thursday during test and tune at 1 to 8 p.m. So are we talking I want to see people there to see it.
Yeah.
See Wayne whip my ass. That'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
I think whatever you guys do, it's got to be the first pass of that day.
Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh. All right.
There we go. We'll line you up in time trials, whatever we got to do.
That'll work.
Yeah.
And don't forget, last but not least, guys, World Sand Drag News has put in. Caleb, you want to talk about that, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. I can't remember what the prizes are, but we are going to be doing a costume contest for actually the person, and then we're going to do a costume contest for the trailer. So we're going to have a Honda trailer type deal. So make sure you guys are getting with the spirit. It's Halloween weekend, so get your costumes out there. I think obviously you guys are going to be the judges for this, so I don't know what advice do you have for people? Are you like the funny stuff? Do you like the scary stuff?
Well, here's the thing though. We're doing adults, kids, best dressed car, race car, and best dressed trailer / motorhome. So there's actually 4. And if you remember right, WSDN's putting in $100 for each one is what we had talked about. So
yeah,
not bad. John, I don't think you need to dress up. I think you're good the way you are right now. I think you're good.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, should be good. I already asked Wayne if he was going to dress up. He said he is dressing up. He's dressing up like a race car driver is what he told me.
I'm going to impersonate a race car driver.
Helmet look good.
Better than some of the dressing up I've heard of him doing in Michigan.
Yeah, I can't do that one.
Wayne, what's Sandra going to dress up as?
I don't know. She doesn't know about this yet. So when she finds out, it will probably be there an extra day cleaning shit up.
Oh, yeah.
Decorations, yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, but it's been some time ago that we was on here and I talked about Burger King because we have some of the, every class has got that one that wants it his way. And I was going to start handing out Burger King hats. So I thought about dressing up as a Burger King mascot and bringing Burger King hats and handing them out.
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious, Dave.
Yep.
Thinking about it.
You said it. You got to do it now.
How cool!
I think you got to tape a crown to your helmet too.
You'd be walking around.
But the only bad thing is, I don't want to go into politics here, but it ended up being the other direction. People would think it's the other thing that's been going on lately. So I don't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Oh
Just throw a
yeah,
I don't know if
hamburger
you'd have that much problem in Kentucky.
Yeah,
not,
probably
not at a race.
They'll just throw a burger at you.
You're okay at the racetrack usually.
Shoot, Wayne, greatly appreciate you coming on. Is there anything you want to say
Yeah.
about the Sheltons coming up? Will this be your last race of the year?
No, we will do last blast. The
Oh,
week
you got last
before
blast,
this. We'll be
then
at last blast.
that one. So you got two.
We got 2 left.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah, we should be good. I just had it serviced at my local Napa Auto Care Center, and so she should be good for 2 more races. So,
Heck yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
Looking at all that. Damien, real quick, are you bringing the Jeep?
I'm not. My dad might, being that I'm going to be helping run the show. I'm not going to get there till later Friday evening. Still have to work Friday morning. So,
Okay. All right. Well, good deal. Well, Caleb, I think that covers everything.
Yeah.
Wayne, can you think of anything else, or John?
I think we got it.
For anybody that doesn't plan on going, I think you really should consider it, because no doubt you'll run some of your best times at Shelton's.
Absolutely.
The air should be great this time of year. So
Be ready to do some wheelies, that's for sure.
yeah, for sure. Yep.
John, real quick, Caleb, me, Wayne, and a few others are telling John Sorg that he will get his best ET, personal best, at Shelton's, and he doesn't think he's going to do it.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
What?
Kyle, what do you think?
What?
You think John can get his? That's what he said. Oh, it ain't going to do any better. Me and Wayne was
John,
talking.
how quick are you? What's your best ET in that dragster?
Well, we'll just put it on here, and that way you can go back next week and recap. But it was 361. I've done it at Brookville, and I've done it at Cleves, both of them.
All right, you're going 56. Calling it right now.
Yeah, I figured it's 54.
Shelton's probably similar to Brookville. I could be completely wrong. I've never been to Brookville,
I'll go
but Shelton has one
I
of
will
hook, but
agree
it's
with
going to be
Kyle.
cold. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I've been to Shelton's late October, and there was frost on everything.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not freezing cold. Hopefully the weather's good. Hopefully it's more horsepower air. And then hopefully we can watch Wayne wax. Absolutely wax. I got Wayne, 100%.
Oh,
man.
call it
Damn it.
out. So,
Damn
Damien,
it.
what do you think? What am I going to run?
I'd say you might gain a couple hundreds, but nothing drastic.
So if I ran 361, what do you predict I'm going to run?
I'll say a 62 off the trailer.
But my best for the weekend.
Might run a 59, depending on how late in the night it goes.
What do you got, Dave?
I still think 354, 356, somewhere in that area.
Okay.
Dang, you really think it's going all right.
That's going quick.
I hope you're right.
What do you think, Wayne?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll go that much fast. I mean, I ran an 83 off the trailer there, which is pretty much what I was running at Elsinore. Outside of me really cranking it up hard, trying to go, when I ran that 78, 79. I mean, normally where I run it was an 83. I've ran that at Brookville, so it is very similar to Brookville. But no, it's definitely a fast track. You get the right air over there, I think it's a little faster than Brookville.
Okay.
For your dragster, for mine, the weight, Brookville's a little heavy, so my ET's a little slower coming out of the back too. Slows me down a little more, but Shelton's doesn't. So we really put up some mile per hour there as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So
Sounds good to me.
I think you'll get in the 50s. If your 61s were real, then yeah.
I had one at each track, and they were, I was running 62, 63 along with them. That just happened to be the standout pass.
Who set the lights up?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Kyle, there is
And whoever it was, I want him back.
Yeah, that's right.
Kyle, there is something else we got to remember though. Anytime we've been behind John lately, it's killing the mosquitoes. He is smoking out the headers. So
that's true. It's looking
we
a
got
little
to keep
tight.
that in mind.
Yeah,
You may get Paul Warren's boys too about the two-stroke smoke, and two-stroke smoke definitely gets rid of the mosquitoes. We got the Jeff's place, and Monday the mosquitoes are horrible. Two-stroke started rolling. By Friday there was no more mosquitoes at all. So hopefully you get Pittman and all those Kentucky boys coming over.
I agree. I don't charge extra for my services.
And it wasn't smoking every time. It would smoke and then it would quit. I think that's his 4.0 tune. It smokes on there.
Yeah.
Between John's dragster and my golf cart, there won't be any mosquitoes.
No, we'll just do zoomies around the place.
There we go. Fumigation services.
Yeah.
Sorg and Applegate.
All right, Caleb, I think it does it for Shelton's, buddy.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Well, let's we'll see you guys out there at Shelton's. Stay tuned. Obviously, you got the whole WCN crew there. But weekend prior to that, we're going to talk about a couple of different events. Wayne talked about one of them. Last Blast coming up at IOK Four Wheelers, Gravel Rama. It's going to be a little bit different than some Last Blasts in the past. Damien, I know we talked a little bit about this the week prior. No hill drags. Don't have the staff to do that.
Unfortunately, not enough volunteers that they feel like to put it on safely this year. It's a disappointment to a lot of local guys and a lot of guys that have traveled here for a lot of years to come to this race. But unfortunately, that's just the way the race chairman feels about the hill drags this year. So they're going to do a few heads-up index classes, a 450, a 40, and a 350, as well as a 465 and slower bracket class, 295. And from what I'm hearing, they're also going to do a separate quick 16. Just if you're in one class, you can't enter the other.
Well, that's going to be a good compromise because I know they were putting up a poll trying to figure out, hey, how do we want to do this? 295 class, quick 16, like.
So, again, I'm not sure if that's going to be the final decision or not. This is Tuesday. This will come out Thursday. So by then, I hope they have a final decision on this.
Well, he's right. I mean, the hill drag is one of the main reasons I've always came to Last Blast. I love the hill drag, and we only get to do it twice a year, once in class racing, but bracket racing it is a whole different thing, and it's awesome. So it's very disappointing that they can't get enough people to run that, but it is what it is. So I'm glad to see them go with some index racing though. I definitely enjoy the index racing over just the regular bracket.
For sure, Mr. 4-0 killer here.
Well, I don't know about
coming
that.
After him.
It's just fun. We've run 5 4-0s this year, and we've had two first and 1 second out of 5 4-0s this year. So
not too shabby, Wayne. Not too shabby.
Now we got 2 more to run. So let's see if we can't increase a little bit.
Definitely tough to beat. You get up
more guy, I don't even care if I win. There's just one more that I got to take out.
Yeah, if you get up against John or Wayne in a 4-0, you better have your poop in a group. That's for sure.
Yeah, John's tough. 4-0. Me and John's matched up several times, and
it's fun.
It's kind of 50-50 there, John, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. We're basically back and forth and share the same number, and
we share the same number. That's right.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot about that. John, you pull a spark plug wire off?
What's that? 4-0?
How do you run 4-0s? You pull a spark plug wire off or two?
Yeah.
That's where the smoke comes from.
There's a method to my madness.
Oh, I believe it.
I didn't say it was a great one, but there's a method.
That's a good way.
It puts all the pressure on you. Like when you're faster, it's not just cutting the light. You got to be able to figure out where you're at.
That happened to me.
I can say I don't like it.
Misjudged it.
Yeah.
I sit there and I go out, and the 4-0 for me is really hard because I have to go out and I automatically shoot out ahead, and it makes it really hard for me to judge where the other guy's at.
Right.
And I don't see him until the last tidbit, and then I have to make a decision, and it's usually the wrong one. But
well, if you get too far out running that fast, you can't hardly slow it down. Like I said, I slid through with the brakes locked up, 2 cones short of the finish line.
Those are the fun ones, though.
Yeah,
that's where this thing usually does its best work, is when people like Wayne, people like John are on the brakes down there at the end, and I just end up going just barely getting past them right there at the speed traps.
You ain't getting me in the speed trap because I don't sit there and hit the brakes. I've only done it once.
The brakes don't usually work out for you. You got to be pedaling it for sure. I've not been able to get it under control with the brakes.
Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah.
Well, that's coming up. IOK four-wheelers, October 24th and 25th. So we'll see you guys there. Like we said, sad that we're not going to have the hill drags, but some cool racing still happening. That's going to be the season finale for the IOK four-wheelers as well.
Yep.
Same race dates, though. Opposite side of the country, we're having the Avenal Sand Drags Fall Frenzy the 24th through the 26th. So they're going to race on Sunday for that as well. This event is going to have a nice memorial for Eddie Cowden, who we lost suddenly. I don't actually know the details with it, but I know it was like a very unexpected passing for him. Real shame. He always was out there, big supporter of Avenal Sand Drags and his flat fender Jeep. So they're going to have a nice little memorial service with him, as well as racing action all the way through the weekend. Kicking off Friday, they're going to run their 395 index classes. So those of you guys that are watching for some of the stuff at Gravel-Rama for the 4L classes, same thing's going to be going down on the West Coast, as well as their Quick 8 full body truck class, which is always a showstopper. I unfortunately am not going to be there to be able to catch it, but I'll try to get you guys some little bit of action. Try to get somebody to at least record the final or something like that, because I know that there's some people that are really building some serious trucks for that class, and it's always fun to watch. They're also going to do pro car gambler and motorcycle gamblers. So those are same type of thing, big open bracket. There's usually a huge field, especially in the car side there, 50, 60 plus. And then they've got top limiter, top alcohol, pro mod. Don't know if we're going to see alcohol or pro mod cars there. I know there's going to be a few top limiter cars though. So they will have qualifying. Saturday, they're going to do their sportsman classes. 3 different classes for the cars down to Sport 3, which has stock farm trucks, it's tow truck things, golf carts. It gets wild in Sport 3, and it's always a lot of fun. The kids are going to get some time on the track on Saturday. The ATVs will be back out with 2 sportsman classes, and then they're going to wrap up with another car gambler and final qualifying sessions for top eliminator, alcohol, and pro mod. Sunday, I think if Kenny Hayes is going to be out there, they will probably have a piñata for the kids. They usually do that. It's always a lot of fun for the kiddos. They get to, before they hit the track for their eliminations, they get to bust down the piñata and get some candy from Kenny and Linda Hayes. So the kids will run their program. The pro motorcycle classes for Motorcycle Pro 1 and Motorcycle Pro 2 will actually hit off first, then they'll run the kids. Then we're going to go into eliminations for top eliminator and all the heads up categories, as well as Pro 1, 2, and 3 for the cars. And that'll be the weekend there in Avenal. Going to be a big weekend. I think that we haven't had a lot of racing on the West Coast, so I think everybody's kind of itching to get out there. And we know a lot of the California boys are going to show up, and expecting some big fields and big payouts in those gambler classes.
Hey,
that is going. Oh,
sorry,
go ahead.
Sorry, Kev. You reminded me of something for the Sheltons. Please bring candy for the kids. I'm glad you mentioned that about the pinot.
Bingo.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yes, because we definitely do some trick or treating there in Shelton's, especially with the costume contest going down. So.
Well, I really would like to give Wayne a little bit of candy after I beat him anyways, make him feel better. So if you guys can, I don't know what kind of candy he likes, but we might want to ask him and see.
Yeah, a little goodie bag.
Now, just be careful you don't give all your candy to Dave or John down there. I know they're about the right size.
That's the best one yet. That's the best. That's the best one yet, Damien. I got to give it to you.
Oh man, that was good. That was good.
You deserve it.
Oh man, I wish Billy was on here. He would have freaking loved that one. Billy, we love you. Know you're doing football stuff, but you're gonna freaking love that one. So we'll make sure you watch that then. There.
Billy's missing out. He's coaching, huh? Is that what he's doing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
All right. That is going to now wrap up all of our previews for races coming up next couple weekends. All right, and we're going to move on to our news section. But first, we're going to go and do a little housekeeping here, talk about our sponsors, starting off with Silverback Offroad Rentals. Just outside the Silver Lake Sand Dunes, they have your rental need only 10 days left in the season to go dune riding. So make sure you guys are hitting them up. They've got 2-seaters, 4-seaters, and 6-seater UTVs, ATVs, and Jeeps to go out and ride the dunes with. Whether you're looking for just a short little sunset cruise or you're going to be out there for an all-day adventure, they've got the rental needs for you right outside the Silver Lake Sand Dunes. So you go and buy your UTV, buy your Jeep, buy the ATV, and you can roll right into the front gates. So you don't have to deal with anything with your street vehicle. Makes it super convenient. As well as Racing in the Dirt. You guys can check them out at racinginthedirt.com. 2026 season is going to be fast approaching, and Racing in the Dirt has everything you need to step up your race program. Whether you're doing dirt, mud, or sand drag racing, they do everything from parts and components up to full chassis builds. Over 40 years combined experience in the motorsports industry. Scott and Shane have everything that you need to get this thing really rolling and set some crazy fast times with some killer builds. You can visit them at racinginthedirt.com, check them out on Facebook, or give them a call at area code 920-693-2000. That's racinginthedirt.com, telephone number 920-693-2000. John, you've got an ad read for another sponsor.
Well, we have Silverback Off-Road Speedway, 7186 West Deer Road, Mears, Michigan, where they have all kinds of sand drag events, mud drags, and short course events, all at one huge venue. Check them out at Silverback Off-Road Speedway or on Facebook and at silverbackoffroadspeedway.com.
And last but not least, 3-1 Go Life. That's the number 3 ONE 1 Go Life on YouTube. Doug Binlett tours the country, shows us some skills with his trucking, gives us some shop tours, talks about sand drags on the Dirt podcast, all on 3-1 Go Life. Go check them out on YouTube right now, right after you're done listening to the Paddle Talk podcast, so you guys can go find some more sand drag action from 3-1 Go Life. All right, we're moving on to news, folks. So what do we got?
Well, being Tuesday, something that just happened today in the asphalt world, door car hitting a 343 at 237 in the 8th mile. Jimmy Taylor, J. Taylor Motorsports, twin turbo, Proline, I believe, car. So it's crazy seeing how fast they're actually getting with these things, especially to the 8th mile.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I mean,
yeah, that's incredible.
It's absolutely insane how quick pro mods have gotten in just a few short years.
Oh yeah, and then the radial tire cars, really the radial versus the world class wasn't that far off. They were a few years ago hitting and dipping into the 50s, weren't they?
I don't know if they dipped the 50s, but they're running. I want to say I saw some 70s for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. My dad was running. He started in Top Sportsman and Pro Mod back in early 2000 with his blower motor, and he was running, I don't know, 148, 160, something like that, and an 8th mile, and that was okay. Most guys were 170s, 180s. I never thought they was doing what they're doing today. That is just insane. Crazy fast.
Wow. Okay, so just as a reference, just this year at Lights Out 16, they had a radial tire car go 347 with a 9 at 214 miles per hour.
Oh, down at Lights Out, South Georgia.
Yep. Down in your neck of the woods.
Yep, and they also are going to host the Southern Nationals this year now there.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is awesome to see.
That's going to be cool.
Yep.
NHRA back in Georgia.
Yep.
I'm actually in Tifton right now, Wayne.
Oh, are you? You're close.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Waldo. Good to
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know where I was at yesterday. Somewhere by Alabama line. Off of 20, almost Alabama, off the line to some Duke Energy place. And then drove from there down to here tonight. So I'm in Tifton. So not too far between, from South Georgia and you, actually, about halfway, really.
About halfway, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got a little something from, I see Texas Sand Motorplex is having an event November 14th and 15th at over there in what's that, Fort Hancock, Texas. So that looks pretty interesting. We'll keep our eyes out on that, see what happens.
Definitely.
So
if you're a native to Texas and you're at anywhere close to that facility, please hit us up because we need a Texas rep. I mean, that is just too far of a drive for me to get over there. But
Yeah,
we
that
definitely
would
would
be
love to get
cool.
some more on the ground reporting there. So I think they're doing some cool stuff there with Dave Villanueva and the Texas Sand Motorpike. So hit us up.
they really are. It's cool to see them opening up and doing pretty good. So yeah, support them.
Yeah. I've got another pavement little news thing. Chris Miner and Bobby Cottrell, and they are joining together, and they just finished up, or they're gonna make it look a little prettier and stuff, get it all painted and everything. But putting together a Heritage Series top fuel car. So it's going to be the Cottrell, Miner, Horan, and Workman No Inheritance top fuel dragster.
Very cool.
So I think that's going to be pretty cool.
That's a good
And
name for once.
they got pictures of it. Chris posted just a few days ago, and man, it's a clean one. I know Bobby's been working on it. I didn't realize it was going to be for them. I thought it was for a customer, but it's their own own pride and joy. And I like the name, No Inheritance.
Yeah,
Very
sure.
cool.
I got something if everybody else is done.
Go for it,
You
Dave.
guys good? All right. So Greens Raceway, presented by Fowler out there in Virginia this weekend, had a race. And our own Carson Holmes, who holds our AVTM, which is American V-Twin Motorcycle World Record right now, had to race his sister in the finals. And Wayne, me and you thought we had a close one, buddy. And I knew you were coming on, and I seen this, and I'm like, man, I got to take a picture of this and talk about this. So Carly is Carson's sister, and they ran, it looks like it was just a bracket race. The margin of victory, 0.0008. Carson got her by 0.0008. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Wow.
And again, that happened at Greens Raceway there, presented by Fowler at out in Disputuna, Virginia.
Yeah, that's a close one for sure.
Yeah, and the numbers are kind of funny. Looks like Carson dialed a 492, runs a 499 with a 2. Carly dials a 660, and she runs a 665 with an 8. Obviously, I think we know what happened there. Carly's reaction was an 09. His was an 07. So, I mean, it was close. It was really close. It was a good race. They're a great family. That's the Hell Horse Racing Team.
That's I see a lot of that running with the Outlaw Series, the close races. I know one of my closest was during the series last year, Brendan Willis. We both dialed a 390. I think the tree I was 042, 044 on the tree, and we both ran 392. It had to roll out the 4 numbers on the end.
Mm-hmm.
That margin was a 0.00149, I think is what it was.
I mean, I've seen plenty of them that have. I've seen a few this year, even at Brookville, where they went out to. They've had 4 or 5 zeros at the front of them.
Yeah, that one had 3 numbers on the end of it instead of just your, one number there. It was pulling the numbers out of the computer to get to the win.
Yeah, and that's, win or lose when you race like that, like me and yours was, Wayne. It doesn't matter. That's a hell of a race, and it was good to see that, brother and sister got to run in the finals together. I don't know if that's happened yet. I think that was the first time that happened to them. So, but brother takes the win. So, I just wanted to give them a shout out. Good job, Hell Horse Racing.
Yep.
Very cool.
It's good racing when you can go watch races that are that close. That's awesome. And like you said, when you're involved in it, it's even better. So
yes, 100%.
What happened to K-Dub? K-Dub, You got anything?
Yeah, you got any news?
Just that PSDA 2026, Jeff just announced the dates a little earlier, October 13th to October 17th. So our next Pro Sand Drags race, not the next one, but the next Gilbert in Louisiana, it's going to be, like I said, the 13th to 17th of October. So that's it for me.
Cool.
Anybody else got last little things? Or we'll wrap this up.
I think I'm good. Wayne,
Yeah.
appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank you very much, Wayne, for joining us. I know it's a late one for you. Thank you for staying on here through all the wingdinger talk and everything. Hope you had fun.
A good thing it wasn't Benny y'all were holding for the wingdingers.
All I know is that Wayne doesn't want to face me in 4.0 on my wingdinger. That's all I know.
Dinger.
Ooh, I hear another call out for
Not
next
afraid.
year.
Well, I'm
Oh,
not running
man.
racing guys in
Oh,
Ohio,
no.
so I'll just keep dominating the ATV 4.0. That's
I
all
mean,
I
he-
got.
He's too afraid to even bring his side by side down here and bracket race with us.
I want to
Needs to get
save.
that
I want
clown
the big money
suit
to go
still.
to you guys. 'Cause I got enough money this year from racing, so I need to spread the wealth a little bit.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome, Wayne.
Always look out for us.
All right, guys. On behalf of myself, John Sorg, Dave Applegate, Wayne Gunter, Kyle Wiedemeyer, and Damon Bowers, this has been Paddle Talk episode 95. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week on another episode of Paddle Talk.